you and welcome into my returning you're you're allowing yourself to be present and not actually consuming the situations that may be overwhelming and stressful. You're allowing yourself to observe and no longer absorb, which is truly a big thing for us, and just trust that everything that you're going through is going to bring you a vibe of strength and upliftment and achievement through everything that you are dealing with for now and in the near future. So, with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming. You hit that notification, me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. Even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. If you feel like the videos are informative, give you good upliftment or good vibes, you would love to share with the loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times at the moment and needing spiritual guidance or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give a girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support is always appreciated. And the music I'm listening to in the background is the channel Healing Meditation. It's 999 hertz, 90 hertz, and 9 hertz of spiritual uh, energy shield. Um, Golden shield to protect you, angel number frequency, and I'll post that link in the description box below. Been seeing the symbol of Basset a lot lately. I don't know what it's supposed to mean to me, but I was just saying that in my last video, and I keep seeing different symbols of her, which is very beautiful. The video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas Parting Ways from Illusions that gave off vibes of views of being stagnant. Like I just said a few minutes ago, we have gone through a lot of things that we have toyed with. A lot of times things when it comes to situations or even people with the same kind of, traits. Um, it's like if you have not learned from one cycle, if you didn't get a lesson throughout the experience of one cycle, it end up being repeated. So, a lot of things that we're going through, it might be, same issue but different people. You're connecting with new people. It may be hurtful or harmful to you. Is all about of the life lessons and soul lessons of value that you can really take along. Things come to me in layers. I might be okay about this time, but then the next time I'll be ready to snap, crackle, pop on somebody. I'm just saying, I'm tired of going through these different things. I'm tired of feeling this way. At times we feel like we wish we can shut our emotions off, when it's dealing with certain situations, because at times it feels hard. But we also have to understand right now, this is like we're already in our mission. We have to be able to face a lot of things we either choose to ignore, turn a blind eye to, or don't allow ourselves to really, face, to release and come to terms with things because it's too painful. It triggers you automatically. But you have to understand these things is taking place in your life to strengthen you on all vibes. They want, universe knows what you want. Universe knows what you're working hard for to get in your life. But they also need you to allow, no matter what is going on in your life, they understand when it comes to grief or a loss of a loved one and stuff like that. They understand that, that's ultimate sadness. You can't control that. But they want you to be able to understand any other situation like that cannot, consume you unless you allow it to. They want you to be able to learn from on in my life where certain things will be said just to see how I'm gonna react to them. And now it's just like at that point I'm gonna act like this is not I'm not gonna put my energy on this. I'm not even gonna respond to it. I'll just act like, oh, okay, all right. That shows more about whatever they got going on in a personal sense, whether it's like, other people ego, or there's a lot of times people will try to see if they can pressure buttons when they feel emotionally and mentally insecure about you. So they want to be able to get you out your element. But these are the times right now you're placed on these things. So it's like they know what they got confidence in you to know you're going to overcome anything that comes in connection with you on your path. But you have to also allow yourself to understand they got that confidence in you, but they want you to be able to feel like you got that confidence within yourself that you can overcome a lot of things. being able to make the righteous decision. As soon as I said that, my phone vibrated. um, these decisions of cutting cords of things with situations, addictions, your thoughts, bad patterns, habits you need to change, the circle you keep, these are need to do, needs to be able to part away from your life, because these things are no longer serving you. And at that point, there are going to be certain times when different karmic shifts are taking place. There are going to be people that you have cut out your life, and they're going to go all the way out their way to get and connect with you. You have a choice to either respond or just allow yourself to keep going. There are certain people that ask me, Roslynn, why did you take me out your life? Why did you block me on this? Why did you do that? I don't have to explain anything to anybody. I feel like you were giving me that vibe off like it was always about you, and I was more present in the things that you had going on, but I didn't get that reciprocated to me. That's why I'm gonna shut all my daggone attention, my power, my energy off on that person and going about the business. Don't wish nothing ill will on anybody. I'll say, the best with you and hope, things get better, but I can't allow you to be in my life anymore. So you're going to allow yourself to know hunger of wounds that we have been holding on to, whether it has to do with a person, place, or thing. It may be get to that point where you're irritable at times, you're going through heavy ultimate transformation. So it's bringing up a lot of emotions. You may be highly irritable to where you can't really talk to nobody without snapping on them. So it's the best thing. You have to be mindful and be the certain place, and you already something stupid to you. Let me allow myself to walk off because you're not worth my time, my energy, or even attention. I mean, a lot of times you have to be able to take that your power back, you know, from certain, well, not, or they got unresolved issues with themselves that they want to leash out on you. You have to allow yourself to know, if they know it, they're going to allow themselves to run with that. You have to be able to allow yourself to know, is this going to bring me any kind of elevation towards my life? Is this going to take me on the next level of understanding? It is when you allow yourself to not even indulge in it. And there's always those are the type of situations we're placed in, like I've said before, that there's people that you have, all these people that you're coming in connection with, you picked these people before you came here. You knew what challenges you had, but you just didn't realize they kept that in the fine print. Oh, well, we're going to cut all your spiritual gifts off. We'll probably leave you with one or two but the other rest, not other rest, but the rest of the other ones you have are going to be laying dormant until it's time for them to be triggered to be switched back on again. So you have to go through these different levels. It's just like you're playing a video game. You have to achieve certain things. You got to win certain things. If not, you got to start all the way back over. And a lot of times we hate that, but it's just like I've said many times before, there's a lot of times you don't realize, even through those repeated cycles, there's going to be something in that repeated cycle that you didn't get last time that you're going to get this time. And yes, it can be very annoying. It can be, especially if you're like me, you don't have patience. My patience has been tried, but it's just like you have to understand, whatever your weak spot is, your Achilles is, they're going to place you in situations so it can help you become aligned to the balance that you're trying to, of the things that you're trying to manifest. You can say everything all day, and what you're trying to focus on. You know what you're trying to bring into your life. This is not just going to enrich you, but this is going to be a lifestyle that's going to set you straight for many days to come. But you have to allow yourself to know, what you want, but you have to have that energy, mindset, and essence balanced into the alignment of your manifestations. And a lot of times it's hard to do that, but that's where your strength comes in. And you trying yourself not to go off. You trying to not allow certain things to get under your skin. You're trying to allow yourself to just let it pass, like this too shall pass. Not allowing yourself to put that in your mind space to where you're more focused on that and not focused on the thing your emotional mentality is. And it is not to say that you're gullible or stupid, but there's times, I've been through certain things, and I know what people were doing just to try to pull my, they're showing me their ego. They're showing me their insecurity. So I have to allow myself to part ways with that and just peep out what you got going on. But I'm not going to absorb that. I'm not going to even entertain it. You have to allow yourself to just, walk away from things. You have to be able to put your focus on where you're trying to be at, not where you're trying to, you have to allow yourself to say, oh, I can be somewhere else, not, oh, I'm trying to hurry up and get away from that, because then you're giving your power towards that situation that you're really trying to close that door for, but it's not for the right reasons. You need to allow yourself to see that door really needs to be closed because it's no longer needed in my life, but also allow myself to forgive myself for allowing this person to pull me into that direction. You have to, when people want to pull you in that chaos, you have to be able to pull them in your peace. And if they don't want to do that, you have to allow yourself to do what you need to do and cut those cords and allow them to be with their burdens that they have, because you went through your cycle of learning. You went through your cycle of acknowledging what needs to change in your life, what you need to part ways with, what needs your extra attention and focus, but also being able to allow yourself to let change take place. Because a lot of times when we deal with change, and I've been that way, sometimes we don't see it as a positive situation that's going to overturn something into something that's going to be prosperous for you. A lot of times you find out when you're dealing with certain situations, it may have you in your feelings about different things, but a lot, you have to understand situations I've been in, and things I didn't cause, but yet something, I end up taking a fall for something. I've always, most of the times I've had that in my life. But then when I allowed myself to step back, just because you have been placed in a situation where, things are taking place and people took advantage of those situations, sooner or later it's going to come back and bite them in the ass. And it's just not going to be that one little nip. It's about to bring up a whole bunch of stuff they've been hiding from before. It's just like a lot of times you got to see, I said it before, like 2 years ago, I said these are the years when it started from 2018. This is the time where everybody's mask is falling off. If anybody has paid folks off or been good at covering stuff up, things have a way of resurfacing right when folks least expect it, because universe waits good until you know and when you're comfortable in your stuff, because they feel like, what, these type of people feel like they done got away with stuff for years and years to come. And a lot of times, especially when it does with public figures, they feel like, oh, I can pay this and make sure stuff like this don't come up in the surface or things don't come out. I got this much money, I got this taken care of, and you really just don't know when, universe and God has the last say of everything. And that's how you have to say it, even though you might name it anymore. If somebody want to be sitting up here doing different things, and this is a karmic cycle that needs to end for you, and you're seeing every sign that is allowing you to say, things are turning around in your favor. You may not understand it right now, but allow yourself to stay focused on where you're trying to be at, not what you're trying to run from. You can't run from your issues. We ran from them a whole bunch of times. I used to run from things. If it's like something I already feel like it's gonna bring me some issues to where I'm gonna want to fight you or lay my hands on you, I used to walk away from stuff like that. Or either I just laid my hands on you and I got tired of dealing with that and I still walked away. I had to be able to allow myself to not even let somebody pull me out my character like that. But allow myself to just walk away. And know, how they're doing you is gonna be their karma. How you react to what they're doing to you is yours. And a lot of times, I've been saying with people I connect with, I say it makes me so damn angry when I get tired of being, my buttons being pushed and I lash out. I'll be the one catching it first. But then it's that person is just straight raising Cain with everybody they come into connection with, because that's how they receive their power. Things get gradually given to them and they get smack on them a little bit, but it's just like we have to understand. I have to tell myself that at the same time, even if that is a hard pill to swallow, because I be feeling some type of way. Just don't worry about it, because trust and believe everything that you have gone through, every tear you have shedded when it just felt like the world was totally against you, that's where your power, you're receiving what you're trying to change about yourself, how you're trying to view your future of being very big for you. Then it's just like things start turning around in your favor, when you, and it really does. And, there's different things I went through. I've been angry about a lot of things that I had to allow myself to make peace with, because when that answer is going to come, it's going to come. And even though I feel like, I should have been had my answers, my closure, my this, my that, everything has a reason of happening, the way it's supposed to. And I had to allow myself, things are going to work in your favor, but it's going to work in divine time when it's time for that to happen. So I have to allow myself to keep working on me. There's times that I feel, I sound just tired of going through things. Have I not been through enough? If people put me through enough, and then more things happen. But those challenges has created strength for me. Even though I might not want to admit it that time because I got angry, I got aggravated. My faith was running thin. It was running. My patience ran thin, and my faith got shaky. Because I always felt like that I was being punished, but then it was just like these things, people are going to be people. They're going to be people that's going to appreciate everything you do and be glad that they connected with you in that way and you feel the same way about the people you have dealt with in that manner. But there's also going to be people that's going to connect with you and just feel like you don't deserve this, you don't deserve that. Well, I see them ha ha, he ha ha. Let me go ahead and snatch that chair from up under them because they don't need to be happy because I'm not happy. I'm not happy unless I see them suffering. That's sad. People are like that. I deal with it a lot. But then I had to allow myself to I'm gonna let you be in your own little shit pot and let you stir that, excuse my French, but I'm gonna allow you to do that on your own. I'm not gonna allow myself to be, holding the pot while you trying to make sure you catching all corners to get, I'm good. You can carry that by yourself, you know? And I had to allow myself to do that. And that's where your strength comes in because it's like, a lot of times we feel like we can't deal with things, we can't handle, and they get that, they understand even though you're a spiritual being, you dealing with a lot of human emotions. There's times where you're tired of being that underdog, you tired of you know you always getting a short stick, but it's just like at the end you will have to know you have to have faith in yourself as well as your process of what is turning around in your favor, that you're gonna win. The underdog always wins at the end. Love always conquers everything, no matter what kind of hate BS they're pushing out on you. Everything comes to light about what's happening. It's just not going to be something from that time, but everything is going to uncover, and you're going to understand why things happen the way they happen. You're going to see the positivity that's taking place in your life. There's times I done sat here and cried and try to, really understand why the universe allows certain things to take place in my life. But then, when I see all the things that's taking place, and then I see where it's brought me to right now. First, almost close to 4 years ago, I never knew me making videos and telling my story about the things that I've endured throughout my life. I've experienced during these times of my spiritual awakening, being on this path. It wasn't always good, but it wasn't always bad either. It was just an experience that that was, that I never thought could happen to me, but it did. And it felt like nightmare. I could never wake up from. People that I spoke highly of was the lowest of the low. People that I used to eat at the table with can't even be there in the same up under the same roof with me when I eat with my blessings. You can't. But universe is gonna allow them to watch. But I have to allow myself to stay focused, because there's days that I'm not my best, and I have to really allow myself to be in solitude because there's still things that I'm releasing. There's still things that I'm making peace with. But then I had to allow myself to know, your intuitions tell you you're loved. You're loved. They know that you're tired of dealing with the things that you're dealing with, and they know that at times it looks like the world and life is just not fair for you. But trust and believe after everything is done, you're going to appreciate what is taking place because it allowed you to see no matter what is going on. You may have felt many a times, but you had that bounce back that came back 2 times harder than how many times you don't fell back. It added up, it tripled. And you have abundance is coming in ways that you didn't even expect coming, just because of the fact is, they seen the tears you cried. They see, even when people acted an ass with you, you still tried to allow yourself to stay in that positive zone. Keep your vibes up. And they knew that. There's sometimes you don't probably cussed out the world, because you are angry. But then the next day, you shed your tears. You dust yourself off, and you went right back to what you were doing. And just for all those things that you have endured in life, blessings going to be so good for you. Like blessings going to be so good for you. And it's just, you're going to be, you already are. You're becoming other people's blessings because they're going to see that you have endured so much, but you still want to push out love. You've been neglected or you've been abused emotionally, mentally, spiritually, sexually, physically, all those different things, but you still try to push out love towards others. You still try to let them know you gave the shirt off their back, wouldn't even, give you a napkin to wipe your face. And that, I mean, that's something hard, but don't allow yourself, just because there's assholes out in the world and people act cruel, don't allow that to change what you have done. Not everybody, you don't have to be like them because they feel like you owe them something. World don't owe you anything. They can give it to you if they want to give it to you. They don't. But don't allow, things to take place to where it makes you want to back up from people, because not everybody is like the people that you connected with that broke you that way. There's some good people out here. I know there's a lot of times I felt that way where I just want hurts too much. The people I needed most done abandoned me in the worst possible time. But it was just the whole purpose. All I needed was myself at that time. All I needed to do was get into that solitude and know myself on a deeper level. Those people in my life, they served their purpose, but with them staying in my life, it would have been very damaging. So I had to allow myself to really understand what was going on, what had to take place, and being able to understand I have what it takes to overcome anything that's been placed on my path that may take me a while, but I'm going to get that. And a lot of times we have to psych ourselves out, you know, to be petty in our own little way of reflecting. Like if you get up, give up, they're going to laugh at you, right? They ain't gonna laugh at you, not just behind your back, but they're gonna laugh at you in your face. Or, they were betting on you to lose. When you allow yourself to see certain things that way, it puts like a fire up under your butt and lets you know, oh, heck, oh, you ain't winning nothing that I know I earned for myself. Yeah, it may have been hard, but there's some life lessons that you had to understand. The universe knows what you're trying to bring into your life. They know what you're trying to bring to the forefront, not just a benefit for you, but other people you're going to come in contact with. But you had to go through those life lessons to understand, when they finally give you the blessings you have, you're going to nurture that. You're going to water it. You're going to do the best you can. It's just going to be like a flower. You had to become that best. You had to have that best green thumb to be able to make sure whatever garden if they blessed you with, they need to make sure you're going to maintain it. So, because that's a blessing throughout. Blessings, like that's your first and your last chance. They can't give you, they can't give you no do-overs after that. That's the reason why things come at us so hard. And I have to tell myself that at times. Things come about hard because they know how you've done things in the past where you needed to grow from your mistakes. You had to grow from your setbacks, your failures, or whatever, your disappointments that either you played your hand in or other people had towards the big blessings you asked for. You had to appreciate those. You had to be grateful. You had to let them know that you're grateful for it. So the more you're being grateful, the bigger your opportunities are, the bigger your blessings going to be until you get to that ultimate blessing that you've been working hard for, because these are the things you deserve. But you have to allow yourself to know in that positive sense you deserve these as well, because a lot of times we've gone through things in life where when things are actually beautiful and they have no hidden intentions or no back motives, you didn't feel like you were worthy of that just because of everything that you have gone through. Somebody was trying to give you something honestly, you're going to feel like something. I'm like, is this a setup? I've been there, and it brings a change for you. You really had to go through those different things in life to have those lessons that, when things, it's just like if you're in a relationship and it's very toxic, or, you were showing more love to that person than you were towards yourself, and you didn't get that back from them. You didn't have that support. You didn't have you didn't have no support at all, just period. And then when you finally get out of that relationship, whoever that is, and they knew you were a good person, they took advantage of your, a kindness is a weakness. When you finally part ways with that, they're going to see all the things that you were there for them for, but the people they're, connecting with ain't, got to have 3 or 4 other people just to be able to come up with the same, you know, um, qualities you had within one. They had to be able to do that with other people because you already abused, a privilege that many people pray for, and they want to take advantage of that. That's all on them, because then when you finally get into that relationship, you're gonna learn the lessons from every other failed relationship you got. And this is the relationship that, you've been begging for, you've been wanting for. You're finally finding you a partner that gives love the way you give out love. You're receiving the same kind of love that you done put out. And those are going to be your blessings. And then when you finally get that, you're going to do everything you have to maintain that, because you knew what it felt like to be in a relationship that you really wanted to close for. That's the way that made you, question yourself, made you feel like something was wrong with you, like you were highly flawed. I've been in situations like that, and I had to allow myself to know for somebody else and something that you took away from, you know, but it is what it is. But you brought a lot of lessons of blessings of value to you that you really needed to understand. So you already know what you're going to accept. You already know what you're not going to accept. What you should do, what you should not do. Check and see if your partner has the red flags of signs that you have, dealt with other people. These are the reason why you had to go through these things. So you would know what to look for, know what to appreciate, and know what to see and stay focused on. So better days are coming for you. You're allowing yourself to move forward. You see what has been holding you behind. You see you were holding you it behind, and what things that you have dealt with that was holding you behind. So now you're allowing yourself to change course, your frequency and vibrations to head towards a bigger and better that is more deserving to you than you ever imagined. So I hope that you were able to resonate with the content of my video. I hope y'all are staying blessed and safe where everything is taking place. I would love to give a post notification shout out to Self-Care Journeys, uh, Faye, what was it, Faye Intellect 77, Connie Johnson, and Roby. Much love to you as well. If you're new, welcome. It's good to have you. If you want to get in touch with me privately, you can always find me on Facebook Messenger. Just look me up under my name. Let me know that you connect with me here on YouTube, or you're a Heyoka part of the family. If you need any kind of assistance with helping understanding your spiritual path, I'll try my best to help you out as much as I can. Everything's confidential, so it doesn't go from anywhere. And if I can't find it, I'll give you the information um, to get you towards the direction you need to. Know that you are highly favored, forever loved, and knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. Um, what else I was gonna say? I hope everything that you're working hard for to manifest into your life comes 100,000 times more than what you prayed for or expected, and comes sooner than you expected it. And through all those things of social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, frequency, um, words. Yeah, positivity, prosperity, love, light, and frequencies, words, and vibes. Um, those things can really take somebody a long way. Y'all, I'm getting tired because I sat up here and took this daggone third eye. My third eye is killing me. My forehead is like really pounding right now. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is gonna be the last video. I was trying to do a few more, but my head is hurting too bad. So I will go ahead and talk to y'all on a different day. Hopefully it'll probably be tomorrow, but if not, the next day. So I hope y'all stay prayed up, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for the support, and it's always appreciated. Much love. Namaste.